So I finally saw Human Centipede, and what can I say? The movie's about this doctor that likes to experiment on people, and he wants to make a human centipede. So that's the movie, man. That is the movie. Without further ado, let's get into the horror review of Human Centipede. So the movie starts off with the doctor. He's like the main character, one of the main characters in the movie. He's sitting on the side of the road, and he's sitting in his car. And then moments later, this camper pulls up behind him, and there was this guy. He had to use the bathroom real bad. First of all, you in a camper? Don't the camper have a bathroom in that joint? But anyway, so the camper goes off into the woods to use the bathroom. He had to take a dump, and he must have had them bubble guts because he was sprinting. He was in a hurry. So then the doctor comes up from behind, and he's kind of sneaking up behind him. This dude has already, the movie just started. It's already ridiculous. This doctor has this tranquilizer gun tucked in his trench coat. And then you see the tranquilizer gun sticking. You see the tranquilizer gun sticking out of his trench coat, and then this dude is popping a squat, trying to get his little dump on, and obviously we assume that he tranquilizes this guy because it cuts away. And then you go to the main characters of the story, which is Lindsay and Jenny. They are on vacation in Germany. So I guess this movie takes place in Germany. There's a bunch of American looking people. Anyway, this dude's in a camper too. This dude's in a camper. He looks American. He's in a camper in Germany. Before it gets derailed, let me calm down. So cuts to the main characters of the movie. It's Jenny and Lindsay. They're in a hotel. Obviously, they're on vacation, and they're looking to go to some club called The Bunker, I believe it was called. And I guess it's 2009, so I guess, I don't know. They were on the phone. They had to be internet. They were on the phone trying to get directions to this club. And one of them was on the phone getting directions. The other one's talking to her friend from back home, you know, talking about how much fun they had, all the guys they met or whatever, and they're trying to go to this club. So they get directions to go to the club, and then it shows them driving to the club. First of all, they in the woods on these back roads going to a club. Like, aren't y'all staying in the city? Like, why are y'all on the back roads trying to get to this club? So anyway, they don't have the right directions. They're lost, and they get a flat tire. So they're out there arguing about what to do. Of course, they're in a rental car. Another thing, we're in Germany in a rental car. Like, don't y'all take it. Just review the movie. Bruce, just review the movie. So they get out of their rental car, and they see that they have a flat tire. So then they're waiting, trying to figure out what to do, trying to get a hold of roadside assistance, and hopefully they can get some help. While they're waiting, this kind of creepy dude rolls up next to him, doesn't speak any English, and they're trying to get help from him, and he's trying to get some action. So they end up running him off. He finally leaves, and they get out the car, and they're going to go try to find somebody. Why they're not staying on the road, why they decided to just start walking in the woods is beyond me, but that's what they go do. All of a sudden it starts raining, it's pouring down raining. They're walking in these woods, and then they finally see a light in the distance to what it looks like someone's house. So they get to the house, it's pouring down raining, and of course, out of all the houses in the woods they pull up on is the doctor's house. The doctor looking around. Doctor looking around like, Anybody else come? Okay. They came from the woods. Ain't nobody coming. Ain't no cars, nothing. So the doctor lets them in, and they said their car broke down the way. Can you call roadside assistance? And he already from jump, like he about that action. He ain't playing around. He up to his scheme from the jump. So he's like, I'm gonna give you some water and I'll call roadside assistance. So he goes in there and he act like he on the phone. First of all, okay, let's backtrack because there's cell phones that they had that was some Nokias, but they didn't have reception. Because I could have sworn back in the day when you went overseas, you went out the country, your cell phone wasn't working anyway. You had to either get another cell phone or you had to get a phone card or something like that. I know that for a fact. So he literally, not even on the phone, he is talking loud like he's calling roadside assistance, and he putting these little pills in their drink, and he brings the water out to him in there. This dude looking all kinds of suspicious. He just on the couch looking like he waiting for them to drink this water and pass out, because one of them is just, she thirsty. She that thirsty that she need to guzzle down this water. The other one, Lindsay spills her water, and the dude gets pissed off that she spilled the water. And then a couple minutes later, all of a sudden, Jennifer she's getting woozy, she getting tired, and she pass out. Lindsay is wondering what's going on, and the dude wasn't even trying to play it off or nothing. He just like, y'all getting kidnapped. Basically, what he's saying is y'all get kidnapped, and I'm about to have y'all captive up in this house. So Lindsay tries to get away, and this dude pulls out a syringe, I don't know what's in it, but he goes to stick her while she's trying to get away. And then they wake up in obviously his little makeshift laboratory down in the basement, and they're handcuffed up to hospital beds. And then right next to them is the guy that was in the camper that was from the beginning of the movie. He's chained up, and then the doctor goes up to him and he says something about, you're not a good match, or you're not a whatever it is. So he ends up just killing him. He just sticks him with a syringe, kills him, lethal injection, whatever, right? So they're going crazy, and then he puts them both back out again. He leaves. I guess he got to go get another body. So he dips out. She wakes up. One of them wakes up, and they're trying to, figure out what's going on. The other one is still out from the drink. Like, she's still out from the drink. Like, what's going on with this drink that they supposed to be out this long? Anyway, he goes out and gets him another person. He ends up getting this Japanese tourist. So you see him pulling back in, and he gets this dude out of back seat. He got his damn tranquilizer again. He pulls him out the back seat. First of all, this doctor has got to be like 70 years old with a horrible dye job on the hair. There's no way this dude is picking up a grown man, throwing him over the shoulder, and bringing him into the house. But that's what he does. So he's up chaining up the Japanese guy into the bed that was previously held by I guess he's a tourist too, camper, the one that just driving the camper. So he has them all three in there chained up, and then he comes in and he wakes everybody up, and one of the girls is kind of still out of it. Jenny's still out of it. Lindsay's doing all this screaming. Japanese tourist is doing all this screaming, and while he's doing all this screaming, Lindsay just starts getting out of starts getting loose from being chained up, because it was like, it's like the joints that they be trying to tie you down when you getting crazy in the hospital bed. That's what she was tied up with. That's basically what they was tied up with. And she gets loose, and then she running all over the house trying to escape. So he's like, he goes after her. She goes hide. This dude got an indoor pool too. So she trying to hide in the area where the indoor pool is. He finds her, and he has his little tranquilizer gun again, or he has I don't know what kind of gun. He has a gun, and he's like, she jumps in the pool, and he's like, either get out the pool or die in the pool or whatever like that. And she's like, just kill me. She was like, kill me, I don't care. And he puts his cover, the little electronic cover, over the pool. It's like one of them joints that you would see like in front of storefronts, like the doors that come down over the storefronts. It was like one of the metal joints. I don't know, I ain't never seen one of those for a cover for a pool, but it slowly covers up the pool. You think that she's drowning, but it's loose as hell, and there's all kind of space in there. So she swims over to the edge of the pool, and she gets out, and then she's trying to escape, and then here he comes again, comes from behind, puts her out again, ties her back up. Should have tied her up better the first time, but whatever. So he has them all up. They're sitting in their hospital bed, and he's going over the procedure of how he's going to sew them all together and make them this human centipede, and basically showing them how the person that's in the front eats, and he basically feeds the rest. Like I said, how that's gonna work. So he explains that to them. He puts them out, and he starts the surgery. And all of a sudden they wake up, and they're full-blown centipede mode, ass to mouth to ass. And this is another thing too. These movies where y'all performing these major surgeries on people, and y'all healed within hours of the surgery, is beyond me. And they really don't even tell you how long they was at this house, because maybe a day or two, maybe a day, 2 days, the max. So he's out here, got them in the backyard, trying to like train them like they a pet. He putting a newspaper in the Japanese tourist's mouth, and he talking about here, like, boy. So then he starts beating them. He's trying to train them, and this basically what goes on. And then I guess day 2. I don't even know. Day 2, day 3. I think it was day 2. Day 2, he finally feeds him. He feeds old boy. I don't know what he feeds him, some damn hamburger helper or something like that. He eating something. And then later on, here we go. This is like, probably like the infamous part of the movie where he finally got to go. He's like, oh, I got to go. And he's apologized to the people in the back, but here it comes. And that's another thing too, is I know your mouth is sewn to his cheeks, but if he is pooping in your mouth, you would not be swallowing. You would be throwing that up. But I guess she, eats that up, and then I don't even know what happened to old girl in the back. Doctors checking on their incisions and all this stuff, and the stitching and everything, and then notices the girl in the back is getting sick, like she's dying. So he's already contemplating like replacing her. Her wounds got pus in it and all kind of stuff. All their wounds would have had pus in it, because like, come on, bro, ain't no way. You got cheek mitten anyway. So he's training them. They're not listening. They plan to escape one time because he's in the pool having a little swim while they up in there. They try to escape, and punishment, he just beats them. He's trying to get them to conform or whatever. Like, how it goes when they trying to train people to do as they're told and all this other stuff. I don't know. This movie is just this movie makes no sense. I guess it's day 3, and a couple of detectives show up at the door, and they're saying, oh, there's some missing people, blah, blah, blah. Can we come in? And this dude already acting skittish at the door, but he lets him in. And this fool had the nerve. To offer he said, let me give you some water. He offered the detectives water, and he gonna drug the water. And one of the detectives takes a few sips of it, and then the other detective is just like, "Why? I don't want no water. I asked for no water." And then this dude is persistent. The doctor's persistent, like, just drink the water and leave. He trying to get him. He trying to drug him, because I'm assuming he gonna pick one of them to be the third, the back end joint. You know what I mean? Or replace the 2 girls with the guys. I don't know. but they were like, we heard that people missing. Can we look around? He's like, no, you cannot look around. Drink the water and leave. And then one of the detectives, he's like holding a glass up there. He said, drink the water. Detective smacks it out of his hand. It busts on the ground. And then he was like, we're going to be back in like 20 minutes with the warrant to check this place out. So they leave. I don't know how much time passes, but they leave. And then he goes downstairs to check on the his captives, and they gone, and they trying to escape. They're in there 1-2 stepping, her 1, her 2, trying to crawl up out of there, and he can't find them. He's looking around. There's no way they got that far while the detectives. And then on top of that, when they was down there and they were trying to escape, you would have heard them down in the basement, because it wasn't soundproof, obviously, because he was on the phone earlier with, I think it was the detectives that were calling saying, hey, we about to be on our way. They screaming, and he telling them to shut up. Like, come on, all kind of red flags. Come on now. But they get a hold of, I guess the Japanese tourist. He gets a hold of a scalpel or something. I think it's scalpel. So the Japanese tourist has a scalpel, and when the doctor comes around the corner, he stabs him in the foot, and then he stabs him in the knee, and then they try to make their escape. They're going up the stairs. They're struggling. They're getting a little 1-2 step on, and they make it up to the back patio door. And the Japanese tourist, he grabs a lamp, and he starts trying to bust the window. And here comes the doctor crawling up. First of all, you only got stabbed in one leg. You can literally just still stand up. It might hurt. I know you're 70, but you was able to throw the Japanese tourist over your shoulder and carry him in the house early in the movie. I'm assuming you can stand up and hop on one leg. But he's crawling towards him. He kind of blocks the way, and then the Japanese tourist just ends it, just slits his own throat. And then all of a sudden, here comes the police. They come back. The detectives, they come knocking on the door again. I don't know why they didn't come back with backup. Like, the dude was looking suspicious when he came to the door to begin with. So they're knocking on the door. They get back into the house. The doctor ends up hiding in the pool room, and he's just sitting there posted up waiting. Then the detectives, they see the Human Centipede on the floor, and then they start searching around the house. And mind you, all of a sudden, the detective that took like 2 sips of his water, all of a sudden he start feeling it. He's starting to get woozy and nauseous and everything like that. He goes in. He finds the doctor hiding in the pool, the indoor pool area, and then the doctor just shoots him and kills him. Like, there was no fight, nothing. He just kills him. He falls in the pool. Here comes the other detective. The other detective comes in, and it's a little shoot. He gets blindsided. He gets shot a couple times. But first of all, he walks in there, doesn't even look at what, don't even have his gun drawn. He sees his partner, instantly goes over by the pool, don't check the area, see if anybody's around. He goes over by the pool. Doctor gets a drop on him. He shoots him twice, and then the detective gets 1 shot to the head. So apparently he's dead. But then I seen this fool like in the other movies, or at least the third one. I saw a trailer of the third one. That's the same doctor. I don't know if he had a twin. He was resurrected. I don't know what happened, but the detective succumbs to his wounds. He falls in the pool. So they got 2 dead detectives, no backup. They dead in the pool. The doctor's dead. And then Jennifer, I think it's Jennifer. Lindsay was in the back. She was the one. No. Lindsay is in the middle. Jennifer was in the back. Jennifer dead from her complications of her being in the back end. I don't know. Infection, something. And then the Japanese tourist is dead. And Lindsay is just stuck in the middle. And then that's the end of the movie. So, I don't... I don't know how I feel about this movie. It for the movie coming out in 2009, it seemed low budget. It seemed like it was a made for TV like sci-fi network movie. That's what it looked like. It looked kind of low budget because I'm thinking like, hold up, the Friday 13th remake came in 09. That looked good. There's a bunch of other movies came out in 09 and they didn't look like this. But I'm assuming it's a low budget movie. Maybe it's a foreign film, but I don't know. I don't know any of the actors that were in the movie. The two detectives, they look like damn twins. They looked alike. But at the same time, it's like, keep it isolated, small cast, keep it, isolated to one little, centralized area. Don't get too crazy going all over the city or whatnot. And I guess you can have your little low budget horror movie. But all in all, that the movie was just, it was just ridiculous. It's for the simple fact that like this takes place over a couple days. Like you really, I thought just by seeing the movie, I figured that this would have been like something that would have been drawn out for like months, at a time. And this was just like days. I mean, they didn't give any indication that was for longer than 3 days. But the Japanese tour is only 8 months that they showed, and I don't know, I don't know. But I guess it's, oh boy, I guess it's on to Human Centipede. So I guess it's on to Human Centipede 2.